Hello, everyone. Wanted to just come in real quick and say good morning to each and every one of you. It is Monday, and we are pretty much at the end of February. I cannot believe, it's so interesting as life progresses, how fast things begin to go and shift and move in your life. Just very interesting. So, wanted to come on real quick this morning just to say hello to each and every one of you. Just doing a really quick, hey Mike, oh yeah, we gotta talk, sir. Yeah, it's about your birthday that just passed. So I want to just say good morning to each and every one of you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is your girl, Dr. Tanya Bigelow, your philosophical physicist, using science to get you unstuck. And today we're going to have a very elaborate conversation, and I'm going to ask that if, as you listen, or that we, as you hear, I really want to have a whole dialogue. I want us to talk and go back and forth because this is an area that a lot of people tend to struggle with. I will, Michael, I will. And most people struggle with living their life to the best of their ability or living a totally guilt-free life. Most of us live with these conditions that really inhibit us from living our life to the best of our own ability. So I want to ask you a question, right? So are you living your life guilt-free, right? Have you gotten to the point where you get up in the morning and you're like, what is really going on? Why am I in this space at this time right now? Like, what did I do in another life that created this? Are these the only cards that I have that I can use? Whatever that conversation may be. I want you to get that in your head because we are going to demystify all of that today. And this is one thing. So I know a lot of people, especially in the African American community, they don't believe in getting coached or going to like a psychiatrist or a psychologist, where our other individuals who live in the world of European descent or of Asian descent or what have you are fully open to having conversations and discussing what's going on internally within them. And so for us, us meaning African Americans, we tend to talk to Big Mama, or we talk to whoever the matriarch is in the family. Or for guys, you get a chance to talk to your dad or another male figure that may have some kind of influence over you. So one thing I want us to make sure that we do not talk to anybody and try to get any advice from someone that within that area of expertise you would not want to trade places with them, right? So if you're talking to somebody who's broke, starving, and gangbanging about how to make more money and they don't have any money, I would highly recommend identifying another person to kind of talk to, right? But if we look at the situation and we say, my life is not exactly where I want it to be, what can I do to get it to the space where I want it to be? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I started the conversation with saying most of us African Americans don't believe in coaching, or we don't believe in sitting down and actually having sessions or times where we just are able to be free and open and fully transparent, to be fully self-expressed. Most of the time we look at it and we say, I can figure it out on my own, or it's not that bad. And I want you to know that nothing is ever bad. If you're alive, you can still fix it, right? If you're alive, you can always make modifications to get from where you are to where you want to be. But the concern I have is when people put this temporary Band-Aid on something that really needs stitches, right? So if you say, You're not living your life financially how you want it to be. But then on the flip side, someone has an opportunity for you, or you have an opportunity to increase your financial wherewithal, and your response is, "Oh, money is not that important to me," or "I can do, I can get by with what it is that I have." First off, that's a lie. Within ourselves, right? And I'm not here to necessarily call you a liar, but I really want you to think about, would you get up and go to work every day for free? Right? If that's not something that you would do, then money is important to you. Like in the Bible, it says that money answers all things. Right? So we don't necessarily have to have a love for money, but we do have to honor and respect it, and know that any answer to any problem can probably be resolved if you have enough money to fix the problem, right? But when we look at our lives, let's take the financial aspect out of it. When we look at our lives and we say, I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of living without a mate. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of living whatever it is that may come up for you. There are 3 things that we're going to talk about today that if you take those actions, it'll totally transform your life. So action number 1, we're talking about the ups today, right? So we're going to get 1, fed up, right? So you got to get pissed off and just totally fed up with what's going on in your life. My ladies, if you constantly attract no good people in your life, whether it's girlfriends, guy friends, whatever it is, becoming fed up with that will allow you to go to a different state of mind, to have the ability to switch that off, right? You get to the point where you say, enough is enough. I do not want to attract this craziness, this foolery, these shenanigans into my space anymore. And it's an easy thing to recognize, but it may not necessarily be an easy thing to actually pull back from, right? So when we get to the space where we get totally fed up with all of the craziness that's going on, that puts us in the space and it opens us up to getting more of something different, right? So the first thing we need to do is get fed up, and whatever it takes to get you fed up, right? So if you had the last guy friend or girlfriend and they just did some extra craziness, you know what I'm saying, that may get you fed up. If you find yourself repeating the same situations over and over and over again, that may frustrate you and get you fed up. Whatever it is, once you get pissed off and fed up, now it's time to go to the next up, which is to actually clean up. So how do you clean up? Well, one of the things that I did is I just totally detached myself from anything that reminded me of the crazy lifestyle that I was living. And I'm not necessarily saying crazy where you're partying and drinking and all that stuff. But people can have some mundane, crazy lives, right? You get up every day and you go to a job that you absolutely hate. You hang out with people who you do not like. You entertain conversations with people who you would not trade places with at all. And you do this on a consistent basis. And then you wonder why your life won't change. You have to learn how to clean up. So just like we go and we clean our clothes, we wash our car, we clean our houses, we have to do that same type of maintenance on our lives. So it's not just the outside part, it's also what's going on with the people around us. They say this: you hang around a certain group of people. Say, for example, there are 5 people pretty much in every group. It could be just 2, anywhere between 2 to 5 people in a group. So look at the 4 people that you spend the most time with every day or every week, right? The 4 people who you spend the most time with. And the 5th person in that crew is you. So look at everything: how much money they make, what do they do, what type of lifestyle do they live, do they go out, do they drink, do they smoke, are they foodies, whatever it is. Whoever you spend the most time with, that's your crew. So if you're looking to clean up some things and the people who you hang with on a day-to-day basis are not pointing in the direction that you want to go, I highly recommend not disowning them, right? Because, we never want to burn bridges. But I would recommend, if these are people that you have some kind of control over how much time you spend with them, then you may want to just cut down that time. Or if it's like family, because we really can't choose our family, right? But you can choose how much time you dedicate to that person. If these are people who you hang out with, they're just like friends, you still have the capability of monitoring how much time you spend with those individuals. And in cleaning up, you're going to get some stuff and you're going to throw it out to the trash, or you're going to put it out to the side or set it in storage, right? And then you're also going to have the opportunity to bring new things in. So one, we said we're going to get fed up. Number two, we said we're going to clean up. But then thirdly, we're going to build up, right? So now that you've isolated yourself, these are the people who I need to kind of like pull back from. And this is the new life that I'm generating. Now we want to build that up. So you want to start to migrate to individuals who are living the life that you want to live. Start to open up those relationships. Begin those conversations with individuals who are they may be on the same trajectory. They may already be where you want to go. No matter what it looks like, right? You have to begin to foster those relationships and generate those conversations so you can know where it is or how to get where you want to go, right? So those are just a couple of things that I help individuals with when I'm talking to them, when I'm coaching them, and having that conversation, because most of the time we don't like to have these conversations. And I know for me, like even a coach needs a coach. And so when you serve as the go-to person where everybody comes and asks you this question and that question, it's difficult to answer a question or to bring your problems to the same group of people who bring you their problems. So it's always good to have someone who you can have a conversation with, who will, one, have no judgment and no assessment in the conversation. Somebody who you could be fully self-expressed with, and somebody who the conversation stays there. It's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Or having a coach or a confidant where what happens in our conversation stays in our conversation. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bid you farewell adieu. I want to thank everybody for chiming in and listening, even if it's just for a few moments. I hope something resonates with you. And in going through your decluttering process, just remember those three things that we always must do. First thing we do when we're decluttering our lives, we get fed up, then we have to clean up, and then we have to build up. So making sure that you follow those three in that order every day, within the next 365 days, your life will be totally different than what it is today. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you light, I bid you love, and I will talk to you